Hi there. I want to take this time and address a current issue that relates closely to me, and which is the topic that I want to talk about is the youth unemployment and the huge unemployment crisis that is happening in our country. As a young person living in South Africa, I understand that how harsh the economy can be at times, and I want to work with me here as I propose a couple of solutions or alternative ways in which young people can find a way to be productive and go into the global economy. Here's some of the approaches that I took to position myself so that I'm a bit more employable or I get access to economic activity. Number one, I think one of the first things that I would do as a young person, if you're fresh from high school or out of varsity and you're not quite sure and whatnot, is take a psychometric personality test. There's 16 personalities, which is mainly free online. This personality test will help you understand yourself a bit better, and in the sections, one of the sections where it tells you generally about yourself, how you relate to other people in relationships, and also going all the way to career. What kind of jobs does your personality type will be better suited for? Once you have a bit of an understanding of that section of what careers you'd be good at, there's a lot of free online courses. And with the global shift of now, of how companies are moving, people are hiring based on competence rather than qualification. And a lot of companies such as your Google, Amazon, and all big companies hire people based on the skill sets that they have, which are skill sets. If you have access to the internet, you can learn for free. One of the channels or platforms that I really recommend would be Udemy. By the way, Udemy is not a sponsor. I just use it a lot because there's a lot of competent skills that you can get from as little as 150 or 200 rand. Remember in my previous video when I talked about how I started to be a brand and I learned how to design websites and I learned how to, all this was learned from Udemy. You buy a course from a professional that has been in the industry over the past 15, 20 years for as little as 200 rand, and you will learn skills that you can immediately take and implement and take to the marketplace, right? So I learned skill sets such as graphic design. You learn how to graphic design, how to create logos, how to create brand identity manuals, and branding materials for companies and whatnot. You can immediately take a skill like that and volunteer while you're building your portfolio, right? You can create a website for free for a local small business that you feel like have the right positioning that you'd like to be a part of. Volunteer. uh, you can offer them your services, rebrand them, and give them and make a presentation and give it to the owner. And as you are doing that, 2 or 3 times that you do it with different people, those people will serve as a foundation or profiles that you can use as a referral to say, I've worked with so and so. And you put yourself out there. The nice part about today's digital skills that you learn is you're not only limited to South African brands. As you scale and as you grow, because we are living in the digital space and in the internet of things, you can add access to the world as a whole. I know of a movement now that is happening in terms of skill sets where Western countries, like such as UK or America, are sourcing skill from third world countries. Like, you know how they can source the remote positions from India, South Africa, the Philippines, and other areas in the world. That's the global economy that we're moving into. And I would say that as a young person, you might want to position yourself where you can tap into that. There's a lot of skills. There's IT qualification. One of the other things that I recently came across is tech support. Tech support. And what is tech support? You don't need a qualification for tech support. You get big software companies that are willing, that are working with different types of clients. And in a place where they're working with medium to large size corporates, they need somebody to administrate a specific software. It can be a skill such as Google Workspace, right? Where you are specifically in charge of helping configure everybody and all the stuff, man. And all these skills are things that you can learn for free on the internet at your own time, at your own pace. You can take these skills and implement almost immediately by volunteering to local small businesses who are in need of support, who are in need of these skills and services, but probably don't have the finances to take it. This will help you build a portfolio, and it's a win for them. For somebody that went to varsity and did marketing, you can actually learn how to make a marketing campaign on the internet and how to implement it. And you can learn those skills, right? And volunteer your marketing skills. There's this idea of graduating and you sit down for 3 years waiting for employment and you say you have no experience. Here's a way of getting experience. Take your qualification, find a small business and volunteer to say, I'll help you with your social media. I'll help you with all these skills for free. You don't have to pay me. I just need the experience so that when I go to the next interview, I can say that I've worked in these concepts. And better yet, set goals for yourself, right? If you're going to work with a small business, decide that you're going to create a social media page for them, that you're going to grow their following. Decide that you're going to change their branding, beautify it, and then start a marketing thing. Pitch the business owner to say you're going to advertise on Facebook or whatever the case may be. All those metrics of the numbers that you are reaching for them and what you have built, you can use in your portfolio and in your experience to say to your next employer to say, hey, I've actually done it. This is what I'm able to do. I took a business with no social media and no online presence. I took them in 12 months from 0 followers to 20,000 engagement or subscriptions in different platforms. That is actually experience. And a lot of companies are looking for people that can implement. So not people that are qualified or people that say they can qualify, but people that have skills. A lot of the times, all those things are necessary. Another underrated skill is sales. Here's a career path that I never knew anything about, and I wish I knew when I was younger, right? Sales, oftentimes, I think our people in like the broader scale South Africa, where the majority of us live in rural South Africa and not in the suburbs or anything like that. We don't have access to this kind of information, right? Sales is a very powerful skill. Now, there's sales where I think a lot of people, when we say sales, we think of selling techies at the retail store. That's what a lot of people think. But there's terms for sales even within the corporate space or business space. Any business that is a business sells something to somebody. And there is somebody, a team or people responsible for making those sales. Whether it's F&B selling cards, whether it's insurance, selling insurance policies to people, even accounting firms. If you are good at selling and it's a skill, you can hone it to say finding somebody that has a solution that you believe in and that you feel like the world would be a better place with this skill. Oftentimes, people that are doing those things are not good at selling. And finding arbitrage, right? Go sell those skills to other people. Go out there, find people that don't know about, because a lot of the times the people that have good businesses that are there, they don't do a lot of advertising because they're the older generation. They don't understand social media. They don't know how to put themselves out there, which presents a unique business case where you can fit yourself in the market, right? To say, hey, you have the skills that you know how to execute, but you are not reaching your target audience. I know a lot of people that could use the skill set and you can position yourself as that person, right? To say, I'm going to go get the market and then you're going to execute, but I get commission for that. So sales is a very important skill in the more practical things. And as we go along, I would want to touch more a bit on these things, how they can be implemented and other ideas as well. An accountant, if you have an accounting qualification, don't sit for 3 years waiting for somebody to employ you. You know how to do basic bookkeeping. Find a small business, even if it's a quarter place or somebody sitting next to the road. Keep a ledger for them. Give them these insights and these tools. You'll begin to learn, because what that allows you to do is you give them value in terms of the insights that you're giving them, but you also gain insights in terms of how the business operates and all that gives you exposure. And you can add that to your resume, right? When you say I've worked with so and so, and you can add those people as reference, right? So that your next employer, if they want to get a feel of the type of person you are, they can call people and ask for referrals, right? Position yourself, volunteer. Volunteering is gaining experience at somebody else's expenses. And it's not about, you have to play the long game. You cannot play the money game almost immediately, right? It's tough. The economy is not going so well, right? And employment is not coming up the floors. But you need to be creative in terms of our approach of how do you position yourself in the marketplace. And yeah, if you're a young person with a qualification or without a qualification, with a skill set or not, and you're willing to volunteer to gain and you're looking for some experience, right? use my email address right below or click the link below and follow it, right? Fill in the form and let's see if we can find places within my network of businesses that I know, if we can find people that might be willing to work with you. I look forward to hearing from you. Leave your details below and then we'll get in touch.